Hey guys, Jippy with Bomb City Reptiles here, back in the bomb shelter. Today we're going to go over recessive genes. Recessive is one of those genes that you require the gene to be in both parents in order to produce a visual offspring. So, example is albino. If you have an albino male and you breed that to an albino female, you end up with albino offspring. Both parents have the gene for albino, all the babies will be albino. Now, if you take that same male albino and you breed him to a female normal, none of the babies that come out of that pairing are going to look like the albino. They're all going to be 100% het for albino. So, they all look like normals, but they have that gene recessed within them, so that's why it's like recessive. It's there, but it's below the surface. So if you take a male albino and you breed him to a 100% het for albino, she has the gene, she just doesn't look albino. Once you mix them together and you have babies, you're going to have a 50-50 shot of albinos, they look albino, and the other 50% are going to be hets. They're all going to be 100% het for albino. So, basic genetics is every single baby is going to get 50% of their genetic makeup from the mother and 50% from the father. So, the father, any half of his genetic code that he gives to the baby is going to have albino in it. The mother, since she's het, only half of her genetic code has that albino marker in it. So it's a 50-50 shot. So even though the babies that aren't looking like albinos have the albino marker, they got that non-albino genetic material from their mother. They're still hets. You can still breed them with an albino and you get to play the same game. Hets can be a very challenging thing. Yeah, it's a thing. So, recessive, you're talking albinos, you're talking clowns, xanthics, any of those recessive traits, it's all the same way. So, when you're trying to make these visuals, it's harder. It takes longer, especially if you're starting with hets. So if you play that het game, say you get a 100% het albino male, a 100% het albino female, you've got a 25% chance that you're going to produce a visual albino. So your chances go down. A lot of people start this way and they play that het game, but depending on where you're getting your animal from, you don't necessarily know that that animal is het. It looks like a normal snake. And I know some people say that there's markers out there. Granted, there's like het pieds out there. They say, oh, you can see the train tracks, or oh, they've got a little bit of a pied marker in them. You can tell that sometimes, but it's not 100% on every single baby that's het for pied. So the best way to do it, in my opinion, is especially when you don't have the budget to buy, full blown out visuals, especially, pieds and clowns, with the prices that they are. Start off with at least one of the animals being a visual. A male's probably going to be your best bet because they're going to cost less. You can, breed him sooner than you would a female that you would have to raise up and get up to weight. And that way, if you breed him to a 100% het for whatever recessive trait you want female, you have that ability that you get a 50-50 shot on the clutch in order to have those visuals come out. And you can go from there. It makes a lot more sense, but if you want to play the het game, you're going to be going at it for a little while, because what happens if you get that 100% het and that 100% het, and unfortunately only one of them is 100% het because you didn't know exactly where it came from, or if the breeder was reputable, or if you just bought it from an expo from some guy that is just selling animals he bought from somebody else. There's no way of knowing. If you get it from a reputable breeder, that's cool. Most of the time, that's exactly what you're getting. You're going to get that 100% het and you're golden. But playing that het game means that you might end up with an entire clutch of normals, no visuals, and even then you might have to prove them out again because it's a 25% chance. If an egg went bad or something went wrong, you might have lost your chance right there. So just to increase those odds, I would say start off with at least one of the parents being a visual. So basic recessive, you got to have the gene present in both parents. Whether it be full-blown visual or het, it's got to be there in both of them. And that's pretty much in all recessives. Recessives are a little more expensive than, say, your codominant genes, mainly because they're harder to produce. Since both parents have to have it, if they're playing the het game or they're going from there, it takes time in order to make these visual babies. So just know that if you're going for recessive, you're going to have to spend some time on it and you're going to have to spend some money on it. If you guys got any questions, put them down below in the comments. If you like the video, give it a like. If you want to subscribe, go for it. Check out some of the other videos on the channel, and we'll catch you on the flip side.